Hello to all my guys, girls, gays, theys, and everybody in between. Welcome to the ShElite Showcase. Today, if you can tell, is a special kind of video. Today, I'm going to be talking about John Cena's last match. If you know me, and you can see, I'm a big John Cena girly. I've been a fan since he debuted. I've lived through all of the eras. Chain Gang, Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, the heel turn. We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. But last year, Cena announces, hey, 2025, final year, and then I'm done. That hurt my feelings. And I know it hurt many other people's, but we've all been wondering who is going to be John Cena's last match. We've all been wondering. But now we have not an answer, but closer to an answer. So on Saturday night's main event, on November 1st, was that the 1st? Yeah, on November 1st, it was announced that there's going to be the last time is now tournament bracket situation. Starting November 10th in Boston, Massachusetts. Of course, that's where Cena's from. We don't know who's going to be in this. 16 men, we do know that. Although Bayley and many other women in WWE have been like, can women join this tournament? I agree. I think that'd be dope. But I'm going to run down who I think is going to be in the tournament. Now, Cena did say Raw, Smackdown, NXT, and other people who may not work here. I'm going to put it in quotes. Now, that leads to a lot of speculation on who that person could be, or those people, because I assume it'll be 4 per situation. So 4 from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, other, as you saw in the thumbnail. I don't know how else to label it. I'm going to go through who I think are going to be the 4 competitors from each brand. And I do have some honorable mentions as well from each brand. I'm going to say just brand is just quoted. So I'm going to go through and kind of run down who I think, why I think, and also John Cena said that this could be new talent that he's never faced before, and it could be talent he's had a history with. So that's why some of these are what they are. But I'm going to start with Raw. Because, of course. First, Gunther. Like, come on. That has been teased for months. Everyone suspects that Gunther will, again, before the tournament was a thing, everyone was guessing Gunther. I think it could be a very fun match. He did retire Bill. And I think it could be a very good way for John to really cement the legacy of Gunther. I mean, the legacy that he's already created himself with the longest, like, intercontinental title reign at, like, 666 days. Satan. And then the world heavyweight title. So, like, he's got his own thing going. But I think Cena and Gunther, that could be fun. The second person from Monday Night Raw, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Listen, I can't say anything. Kid's on a roll. He's a double champion right now. Intercontinental champion. Yeah, I really had to think about that for a second. And the sort of the mega champion. I don't remember the exact name of that title, but he's a double champion. And, I mean, Rey Mysterio was your father. We all joke that Eddie Guerrero was your father. You've had a historic career in the 5 years you've been in WWE. It would make sense. I know a lot of people have been clamoring I mean, Dom has been getting a very big push lately. I mean, he was the final two in that battle royal to determine who would be facing Punk at the latest Saturday Night's main event. So I think Dom and Cena could be very fun. Different styles, but it also would just be interesting. If it can't be Ray, then let it be Dom. Yeah, because Cena and Ray have faced each other a few times. Y'all remember when Ray was champ for like an hour and then Cena won the title off of him? Oopsies. Third, Braun Breaker. My terrible barking aside, I think that would be the smart thing to do. I mean, if it's going to be anyone from Monday Night Raw, I think Braun is a very good choice, especially now that Seth is hurt. Because I know that there was going to be, Seth and Braun button heads feuding. I think having Braun be the person to face Cena last. I'm also just going into Cena's last match expecting him to lose because he's John Cena and will put someone over on his way out. Which, like, you ain't gotta do that. Depending on who it is, you ain't gotta do that. But I think Braun, like, I'm just gonna say if it's Braun Breaker, I need him to be careful. Your spear's crazy. Listen, Braun, your spear's kind of crazy. I'm gonna need you to chill if you're gonna face Cena. But it would be really fun. I think that could be a good one. And fourth person from Monday Night Raw, I think maybe Rusev. Now, Rusev and Cena did have a nice, so out of these four, Rusev is the only one that Cena has a past with. They had a nice feud over the United States Championship back in the day. I mean, leading to WrestleMania. Y'all remember the tank entrance? Lana and Rusev slept in that tank. Interesting. I think this could be a good way to put Rusev back in that upper echelon of talent on Monday Night Raw, because right now he is just going against Dom and stuff for the IC title. I don't know. That's just me. Honorable mentions. I have 4. I do have 4 for different reasons. Finn Balor. I mean, Finn is absolutely incredible. Finn and Cena have never faced each other, to my knowledge. I haven't deep dove, but I don't think they face each other. I'm also going to be sniffling. I am sick. I'm so sorry. Ugh. They may have faced each other. I'm not sure. But it would put Finn away from Judgment Day bullshit. We don't need this anymore. It would put Finn in a separate category. The Finn from NXT, the Finn who was Universal Champion. That's the Finn Balor we want back, not Judgment Day shenanigans Finn. And I think a match with Cena could do that. Could put him back up there and make him a singles guy again. I'm just saying. Honorable mention 2. 4 letters. 1 word. Yeet. Jey Uso. I don't know what they're gonna do with Jay. He had a chance to be heavyweight champion again. Lost to Punk. I honestly don't know if they're gonna keep him as a singles guy. This could be a good direction to do it. I also should mention, I probably should have said this in the beginning, I'm not picking people who he's already had a final match with. So no Punk, no Randy, no Cody, no Roman. Also, Roman's not really wrestling right now. But I'm no Randy. I'm not picking people he's already had a match with on this tour, This retirement tour. John, why you gotta retire, man? I get it, but like I don't get it. Like it's rude. But yeah, Jay. I don't think they've ever gone one-on-one. I know there's probably been some tag overlap throughout the years, so that could be interesting. And it could give Jay another shot at becoming like a singles guy, the singles guy. So if they want to do that, they can. I'm gonna mention 3. Sheamus. Sheamus and Cena, great rivalry. I believe Sheamus won his first title off of Cena in a tables match. Couldn't tell you what pay-per-view, but I have that vague memory in my brain. Because again, Cena girly. I wanted Cena to win always. And I understand he can, and that's fine. I did get to see him win number 17 at Mania, and that's all that matters. And I will be in the building for the final match. Probably wearing something very similar to this, except it's just going to be December, and it's going to be cold, and it's in DC. Boo. Boo, Washington. It's only a 4-hour drive. But Sheamus, again, he hasn't really been doing much. Putting him against Cena could put him back into contendership. Like, imagine we get like a Punk Sheamus situation for the title later down the line. Could be cool. I'm just saying. And 4th honorable mention from Monday Night Raw, Cero Miedo Penta. I think that could be a crazy fun match. They have never faced each other. Penta is one of the more over wrestlers right now. I mean, again, he's in this feud with Dom and kind of Judgment Day and Rusev. So Penta having his shot against Cena could be fun. And then maybe that could push Penta into that main event scene where he inevitably will be, but maybe this will be just the jump start to his career on the main. He's on the main roster, but like in the main in the main grouping. All right, so that's my 4 and another 4 for Monday Night Raw. Let's move on to Smackdown, where John Cena made his debut. Let's remember that against Kurt Angle. Shout out Pittsburgh. Shout out Kurt Angle. But my 4, 1, Carmelo Hayes. I mean, he did the ruthless aggression thing to Adam Cole in NXT. And for those who don't know what the ruthless aggression thing is, when Kurt Angle had that open challenge and Cena, a very young prototype Cena, answered, Kurt's like, well, what do you got, kid? Cena's like, ruthless aggression, and slapped the shit out of Kurt. It was crazy. But Mello did a very similar situation to Adam Cole, Bebe, he's back there, in NXT. So there's that connection. Mello hasn't been where he should be on the main roster. He's been stuck in a feud with The Miz. I'll get there in a minute. So like he's been doing stuff, but compared to where he was in NXT, he's nowhere near that on the main roster. And I think Mello and Cena could be a very nice, like, in wrestling, you talk about passing the torch. I think this could be a very good passing of the torch moment with Cena and Mello. I also think it'd be really fun to see. That's just me. A lot of this is biased, but like it also makes sense if you think about it. Number 2, The Miz. I mean, this is one of Cena's like longer feuds, like over multiple years, like they've feuded. The WrestleMania match, the Nikki Bella Maurice stuff. They've had a very long history together. And I know, again, The Miz and Mello are currently feuding, but putting them both in the tournament could be interesting. I don't know, just throwing out options here. And maybe, I mean, I don't know how The Miz is still doing career-wise, but if he wanted to start winding down, having a match with Cena could be a good way. Or if Miz is like, cool, I beat John Cena, let me go after Cody. You know? I don't know. I think it could be fun. I don't know if that's who they'll go with, but he does have a long history with Mike the Miz. Number 3, Damian Priest, former El Campeon. Probably not who people were expecting me to say. I think doing the final match with Cena, much like a lot of people I mentioned earlier, that would push Damian back up into the main title situation. Yes, he is on TV. Yes, he is wrestling like every week-ish. He is in a feud with Alistair, who we'll get to in a minute. I think Damian and Cena could be very fun. It could be very beneficial to Damian. And I think they would just have like a good time. And I want good things for Damian Priest, you know? Selfishly, I want good things for Damian Priest. And my 4th for the actual bracket, Alistair Black. Again, people are probably shocked I didn't say certain names. I do have 4 honorable mentions for Smackdown as well. I'll get to. Alistair Black was in WWE, went to AEW, came back to WWE. One of few people who've done that. And no, Andrade is not on this list because I don't know where he is. We don't know what's going on. So Andrade, nowhere on this list. I think it could do wonderful things for Aleister Black's career. I mean, he's full-fledged heel. The Black Mass is one of the coolest moves in wrestling, I think. I've loved that move ever since he was doing it in NXT. So it could be, again, very beneficial if Aleister takes on Cena. And having Zelina, like, possibly playing a role in that as well could be fun. That's what I'm saying. Nobody has to agree with me, but this is my guesses. This is what I think. Some of them make sense, some of them don't, and some of them are just for me. You know? So those are my 4, but again, I have honorable mentions. First, Shinsuke Nakamura, newly babyface. Nakamura and Cena, I believe, have wrestled a few times. I'm not sure how many. I know at least once, because they were on SmackDown at the same time. And I think it could be a fun way to fully bring Shinsuke back into the fold. He was on the outskirts for a while. He wasn't even on TV for a bit. And now he's kind of teaming with Rey Fenix, who I don't have on this list, but could also be fun. So I think Shinsuke could be a very fun option. Especially because for the other category, I did not put Tanahashi because I don't think that would ever happen. A, because he's kind of working with AEW, God forbid. Even though I have someone, we'll get there. And B, I just don't think, I know they're both retiring kind of similar at the same time. And people have said, you know, Cena is the Americanized version of Tanahashi. Tanahashi is the Japanese version of Cena. We've heard it. I just don't think it will happen. But I feel like if you're going to have anyone who's in, like, the strong style, it should be Shinsuke. Honorable mention 2, Drew McIntyre. This man is pissed off, fed up, done with Cody Rhodes. He's over it. Cody's cheating. Drew's done. Drew wants his title. Well, if Drew can't have the title, give him Cena. They have a past. They've had a nice little history here and there. Not too crazy, but they have crossed paths a few times. And I think with this version of Drew, it could be very, very beneficial to him. This is also saying if he doesn't somehow win the title back by December. You know? I personally think he should have won on Saturday and beat Cody. That's just me. I'm just a guy talking on YouTube about John Cena's final match. So I think Drew could be fun. Solo Sikoa. Whatever this version of Solo is, I'm not like the biggest fan, but just like some of the shit, like there's a clip of him like dabbing up a skeleton after Smackdown the one day, like just shit like that is so funny. And I think if you want to make him this dominant enforcer situation, you have him go against Cena. I think that was teased at one point that it could be Solo. I'm not opposed. I think it'd be funny. And again, it would, if you want to make the MFTs, terrible name by the way, if you want to make them this crazy dominant faction, this is how you do it. This is how you make Solo a star again. Fourth honorable mention and final honorable mention for SmackDown, Ilya Dragunov. Now, see how I didn't say Sammy? Sammy faced Cena for the title a few weeks ago, or a month ago. I think a month ago. So that's why I didn't put Sammy. But Dragunov is a scary man. And I love watching him wrestle. I also love watching John Cena wrestle. Watching the two of them wrestle against each other, I fear people in, where's this at? Capital One? Wherever the fuck that arena is. Whatever the arena is called. I fear the roof will blow off the place. Just because Dragunov is crazy good. And it's Cena's last match. Regardless, the match Cena ends up having will be incredible. That's just a fact. But I think having Dragunov, who hits like this is real, could be very interesting. And he's already a champion. So that could just cement him and be like, I defeated the greatest of all time. Which, if you don't agree with Cena being the GOAT, I don't know what to tell y'all. He kind of is. Alright, we're moving on to NXT. Again, I have my 4, and I only have 2 honorable mentions for NXT. But number 1 pick for NXT, the ruler, Obafemi. If it's not Gunther, it's gotta be Oba situation, right? Oba literally ruled NXT for like 2 years. I mean, he was North American champion. Had a very long time reign with that. NXT champion. Just lost it like 2 months ago to Ricky. Oba hasn't been on TV really since he lost. This could be a really fun way to bring Oba back on TV. And then, guys, imagine we get like a Gunther Oba situation for like the finals and Cena's just standing there like, fuck. I gotta face one of these two? No, thank you. I think that could be fun. I think we could do that. We could also do Trick Williams versus John Cena. Trick is going on a downward spiral right now. Lost the TNA title to Mike Santana. Has lost his opportunity. Well, I think he gets one more opportunity at NXT Gold Rush in a few weeks. So he hasn't fully lost it, but like he's losing opportunities at the NXT title. Again, just a downward spiral. He's not where he was a year ago. Kind of like the Mello situation. Having Trick and Cena wrestle could be very good for Trick. It could literally put Trick on main roster, which I think he kind of just needs to be now. But you're also running out of like bigger names in NXT, which is why I don't have a lot of honorable mentions. So I think Trick could be fun. I also think Javon Evans could be really fun. Javon is a child, literally. He's 20, I believe. And I think having him go against Cena could be a very much like new gen versus old gen situation. and that could be really fun to watch. And Javon's already getting the rub from like Taker and Sammy and like all of these legends and people who have won many titles. I think it could be really fun if they do it. But will they? I don't know. Fourth, Ethan Page. I know some of you are going to be shocked I didn't say Ricky. Give me a second. I say Ethan Page because he is the North American champion. He's now the new one half of the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions with Chelsea Green. So he's a double champion. He's just a shitty heel. But, like, I mean that in a good way. Like, he will do anything to win. And I think if he were to get the win over Cena, nobody for the end of it, ever. 5 years from now, Ethan Page is still going to be wrestling and be like, you see, you guys say that, but I defeated John Cena in his final match. Type shit. So I think Ethan could be very fun. And also, Ethan has been, like, in many a company and has earned his due. I think this could be a good way for him to, be like, I'm still that guy I was back then. Honorable mentions, again, I have 2. 1, the current NXT champion, Ricky Sainz. It's like, I feel like Ricky could be one of the ones in the tournament, and it would be fun, but I just don't think he would win, if that makes sense. I don't know. Ricky's been, like, pushed to the moon in the, like, 5 months he's been in NXT. I don't know if they'll fully, like, push him to, like, have him face Cena situation. But it still could be fun. Second honorable mention, Tony D'Angelo. People are probably shocked you're hearing that name from me. I think Tony is an incredible wrestler. The gimmick is awesome. He hasn't been seen on TV in a minute when they did the Sopranos type ending to him randomly. And that was kind of rude. This would be bringing Tony D back on TV. This could be giving Tony D the platform he deserves. He has defeated Obafemi. One of few people. Like 3 people who've beat Obafemi. Tony D is one of them. And I just think it'd be really fun. And then if you have Tony D win, you can have him go to the main roster and brag. Like he defeated John Cena in his final match. And that could get him a, like, mid-card title situation. I don't know. That's just me. I think it'd be fun. That's literally just for me. I want that. I want that to happen. All right, let's get to the other category. The people who don't work here. Now, that could mean TNA, AAA, the Indies, which I don't think it'll be the Indies, or working out some deals. Wink, wink. But I'm going to start with Joe Hendry. A lot of people, including Joe himself, have been, wanting this match. Joe is technically still with TNA, even though he's on NXT literally every day, every week. I don't understand. It's like, sir, you don't work here. But he probably will very, very soon. Joe Hendry has stated on a numerous podcast that he would love to face John Cena. I don't know if John has said the same, but it is based off of his popularity, which personally I don't understand, and that's okay. Everyone has their own tastes. But I can't deny the fact that, like, the people are behind him, and he'll probably be in this tournament. I don't know if he'll win, but he'll probably be in the tournament. I just don't believe in him, guys. I'm sorry. It's just me. Number 2, Edge. Now, hear me out. Everyone hear me out. put them down. Listen, Adam Copeland's contract with AEW is, I believe, expired if he didn't renew it, or wonky things are happening with it. Who is one person people have been clamoring for Cena to face in his retirement tour? Edge. I think even if it's just a one-offs for this tournament and for him to face Cena, fuck it. If he wants to fully retire after beating John Cena, go right ahead. If you want to go back to AEW after doing that, go for it, brother. Go ahead. I just think the fans want this match so bad. The feuds Cena and Edge had in like mid-2000s, Edge cashed in his fucking contract on Cena. Like, tables. Like, FU'd through multiple tables off a ladder. It would just be so good. I think it should happen. But I'm not in charge of any of that. If I was in charge of any of that, there'd be a handful of people. I'd be like, bring him back, bring him back, bring him out of retirement. I don't even care. Situation. But I think Edge could be really fun. And the fans want it. So Edge. 3, Mike Santana. TNA World Champion right now. I think that could be a very fun situation for TNA. Let them get a little bit of a win after dealing with the NXT quote-unquote partnership, because NXT really just be doing them dirty the whole time. NXT's kind of wiping the floor with the TNA, but TNA finally got that win back with Santana getting the title back. I think Santana and John could have a really fun match, and I just have a feeling Santana just respects the hell out of John. It hasn't been said, I don't think, but I just feel that in my soul. So I think that should happen. 4, Hijo de Vikingo. It just makes sense. I think that'd be so fucking cool. Vikingo is one of the coolest people to like watch wrestle. And just him and John, because again, he's not AAA Mega Champion anymore. It could happen. We could make this happen. If you want it to be like someone who has a working relationship with WWE, but not directly with the company, you make it be Vikingo, and that makes sense. I do have some honorable mentions. I do have 3. I originally had 2, but I want to put another one on. They're all from TNA, ironically enough. Frankie Kazarian has been in the business, I think, longer than John Cena has. More than likely longer than Cena has, which is crazy to think about. If not, their tenures are very similar. He's been a TNA lifer almost, with like a few year stint in AEW. Multiple time champion, X Division champion, tag team champion. I believe he's held the world title over there. That could just be a really fun match in general. I don't think they really have any type of history together, but that's okay. He said it. Cena said in the package, it doesn't have to be someone he has a history with. He'll put someone over. Granted, he did say like newer talent, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think Kaz and Cena could be really fun. 2, Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, as we call him here, Ziggles. The history with Cena and Ziggler. I mean, when Ziggler was with AJ Lee and Cena was feuding with him, just the years they've had wrestling each other, I just think it would be so fun. I don't think, like, Nemeth has said he probably would never, like, wrestle with WWE again, but if it's to face Cena one more time, he might. I'm just saying. He might. I'd be down if he did. But if he doesn't want to, that's completely understandable. The history you have with Cena aside, you do have some rocky history with the WWE. And I completely understand that. And I respect it. My third honorable mention that I just thought of now, Mustafa Ali. I think that would be a fantastic match. Granted, Mustafa has tried to win title after title in WWE and has been unsuccessful. I believe in TNA as well. Granted, this is no title match, but it's an honor. You know? It's an honor to be John Cena's last opponent. And now that I say that, I like that they're doing this tournament. I like that it's not just picking someone randomly. Because, it has been stated by John himself, he does not pick his opponents. Other people in charge, Triple H, may say otherwise, but I believe the man whose retirement tour it is. And I already got beef with Triple H because this should have been in Boston. It just makes the most sense. I know you're going to be in Boston in 2 weeks. Fuck it, go back. Like, I don't understand. You're putting it in DC to what? Appease the... Nope. I'm not gonna say it. If you know, you know. But the tournament, like, all of that aside, the tournament is a fantastic idea. And the potential of bringing in these people who don't work here. That is the category I'm very curious to see. I'm also curious if I get any of these right. I feel like I'll get a few kind of down the line. I feel like I'll get a few right. But I'm curious how many I'll get right. I'm curious who's going to win. And yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed my bracket breakdown guesses. Because we don't have a bracket yet, and I wanted to get this video out before the bracket came out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know below who you think is going to be in the tournament / bracket, and who do you think is going to win? And also, who do you think these people who aren't working here being WWE, who do you think they're going to be? Let me know what y'all think below. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little breakdown. Sorry for the sniffles. I am getting over a cold. But I appreciate you all so much for watching. I super duper appreciate it. Until next time, bye-bye.